Hey gang, Tony here. I have a little bit of a continuation video for those of you who saw my first video about the Twilight Zone box set. I'll hopefully remember to put a link here if you did not see that video. Why don't you go check that out, and but I'll give you a little recap in case you don't feel like watching another. Basically, I bought a Twilight Zone box set on eBay, and upon arrival I discovered that it was an elaborate bootleg, basically. A really well done repro or bootleg. I made a couple comparisons to the original, the actual numbered set. The one I received didn't have a limited edition number. It was a different size. The lenticular photos were in the wrong places. It generally looked good, though. I mean, you could easily be fooled. I don't know what's inside the box. Maybe once you open it, there's another story. But anyway, so that's what happened. In that video, I said that I was going to initiate a return with eBay, and I believe that's where that video ended, because I didn't do that yet, and I didn't, obviously have any more information. I have more information for you now. So, I initiate the return. Yes, I did it. And about 3 days passed, so I was under the impression that they were going to just run out the clock and make eBay step in to, figure out what to do next. But on the third day, they actually accepted the return themselves. So I was pretty happy about that, because I didn't have to go through the whole deal with eBay and wait even longer and all that. So they accept the return, and I was sent a mailing label through eBay, so I didn't have to pay for return shipping or anything. They sent me a free label. I packed up the box, I put a little note saying thank you, for accepting a return, and I shipped it off. At that point, I received an email from eBay saying that once the box arrives at the location, that it would take about 6 days for me to get a refund. So I watched the tracking, and the box went to the destination, and it arrived, and I got an email again that said your box arrived at the destination. And then in that email it said that the seller has 6 days, basically, something like that, 6 days to issue a refund. If they don't issue a refund, I could ask eBay to step in. So I was unaware that, it seems, at least to me, and you'll see why I'm making this point, because there's some confusion that comes up, but it would seem that the seller issues the refund themselves, not eBay. So a couple of days after the box arrived, actually I think it was only like a day after the box arrived, it was on the 18th, so 5 days ago, I got my refund. All good, we're done. I'm happy, it was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I got my money back, they got their product, fine. Or so I thought. So today, the mail lady arrives, and she pulls into the driveway, and doop, 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 honks, and I run out. She goes, "Hey, you got a box coming back to you." I said, "No, box? I haven't sent anything out." Well, let me make sure I cover up addresses here. It's the box. Well, I just won't show you that part. It's the box with the Twilight Zone set in it. What? On it says, return to sender, and there's another sticker that says, again, return to sender, and they wrote vacant on the label. So I asked the mail lady what that means, and she said generally what that means is that the address either doesn't exist, or the people moved without giving a forwarding address. In this case, it's a P.O. box, so I am not really sure. She doesn't really know either. The mail lady wasn't sure what that meant. That maybe they didn't pay for their P.O. box, or they changed it or something. Most notably here is that I didn't, I'll show you, it's a pre-made label here. I didn't write the address in. It's not like I wrote it in and got it wrong or anything. This was their address that they gave in the form or whatever, and it was on the label that I downloaded. So, a couple of questions that I have. First of all, why would they issue a refund on an item that they obviously didn't retrieve from their mailbox? It doesn't make sense to me. I guess the easy answer to that is perhaps that I was mistaken and the seller doesn't issue the refund themselves, that eBay does the automatic refund once the tracking number says that it arrived, which it did. It said it arrived. Now, that brings up other questions, because why would it say that it arrived at its destination if upon arrival there was no, P.O. box to leave it? If they're going to return to sender, generally, at least when it's happened to me before, they don't say that it arrived. They say, it's at the processing center, there's a problem, it's coming back to the sender, whatever. So now I don't know what to do. I guess I could contact the seller or eBay and ask what the next step would be. I didn't open this. I'm afraid to open this, and part of me is like, oh well, I got my refund and they sent it back, so now it's mine, kind of thing. But I don't want to be that person, so I'm gonna look into it and see what the deal is. I'm not gonna just open it and say, okay, now I get to keep it. But I honestly don't know what the deal is here. If they send me a new label, if there was a problem with their address, if they're even aware that the thing didn't arrive. Why did they give me a refund? Anyway, so that is where we stand on the Twilight Zone saga. I have not purchased a new box set. I, basically took the opportunity to save the money instead of spend it. I may still get one in the future. Not really sure. But, I just wanted to update you guys, let you know that I did get my refunds and went through the whole process, and now it's back. It's like a Twilight Zone episode. It's probably not the box set inside this box. It's a portal to another land. Now I have to open it. Breathe deep in the night.